And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler. I'm joined by
Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
I don't have a nickname today. I'm just Kyle. Just Kyle today.
The Red Baron.
And
Tyler Jones from Black Hog Brewing Company.
Lord of the Liquid.
That is true. That is
Lord
my
of the
official
Liquid.
Says that on his email.
title. It's gotta be legit.
It's
I had,
official.
I had someone tell me that one time. Whatever you put in your email, that's what people will know you as.
Yeah.
So don't go crazy. I went crazy. Yeah, we're here live at well, I shouldn't say live. I don't know when
We're
this
live
is.
right now.
We're live right now. Yeah, we're here at Black Hog Brewery in Oxford, Connecticut.
Volume 2.
Volume 2. Yeah, you're chapter 2.
Chapter 2 is always the best.
You're our first two-peat.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That'll be a
Back to
three-peat.
back.
What? No, it's not back to back.
Well, I mean, kind of.
I mean, there's a full year in between like championships, so we're good.
Yeah, I guess.
The
Yeah.
next
Yeah,
season.
Yeah. Were we here about this time last year?
I think you were in
No,
the
it was
winter time.
January.
I don't remember the doors being open.
It was NFL playoffs, wild card weekend.
You know, I remember that because I remember we left here because we stayed and
Yeah.
partook in some extracurriculars after the show, and I didn't watch any football that day.
Yeah.
Actually, I slept on a couch.
We all did.
Yeah. Did we all sleep at Kendall's house?
Yep.
Yep. Kyle didn't.
I was at work.
Woke up to the Chiefs blowing the game against the Titans.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That
I was
could've-
at work.
So
Yeah,
anyways,
you weren't with us, Kyle.
Nope. I was a slave to the job.
you still are. Well, so starting lineup, we're all tasting the same thing right now. It's a new beer from Black Hog. Tyler,
Yeah,
tell
so
us
this
about
is
it.
our. I mean, it was good like introductory, like warm up beer here for us. It's our citrus seltzer IPA. This is the raspberry lime variant of it. So we've done. It's a 2.2% IPA. It is a beer all the way through, but it mimics a seltzer because it has a really dry body. And the raspberry and lime we thought would be perfect for the summertime here. So it's light, refreshing, easy to drink. You can drink 14 of them and not get drunk. It's awesome.
That's tested, by the way.
Test.
That's tested. This is like I just see this being like the beer like if you're on like vacation, like I could see myself waking up and like cracking one of these before I get out of bed. And then like slamming like the 30th of these when I go to bed later. Like I can't see anything I can't do during the summer with this. Like swimming with it. Play cornhole with it.
And you'll beat all your friends in cornhole because you won't be all wasted.
It's true. I'm the best at this table at cornhole.
Oh, you can't beat me.
Ugh, we're gonna have to find out. I'm pretty good at cornhole.
That's a good. You guys do an event, right? You do a tournament here? Or am
Yeah,
I making that up?
we missed it this year. We were doing a bunch of planning for our 5-year anniversary, and just like the date passed us, and we're like, oh, missed that one. But yeah, we'll definitely bring that one back next year. The big cornhole tournament outside in the spring.
We'll see if
early
we
summer.
can enter you, Riddler, as our winning horse.
No,
Is it teams or is it 1v1?
it's teams.
so-
Last year, the guys that won it are literally on cornhole tour and destroyed everybody.
That's not fair.
Destroyed everybody. It was
The
insane.
ringers.
It was insane.
So
Let me
they're
tell
on
you
ESPN
something.
right now?
You make
Well,
you
they
make
don't have the shirts, but like they should be.
you make the reward $100 gift card to the tap room. I'll put Kendall on my team. We'll win.
Well, these guys won that. Yeah, that's what they just crushed. It was insane.
That's not fair. But I would try.
I'd sink one.
Need someone to
Maybe
hurt him
one.
right before. Nice baseball bat to the elbow.
To the elbow. We bowed you. I think when we were here last year, you were getting ready for the Pinewood Derby, right?
No, that wasn't. No, last year in
Or did we
December-
just-
we were getting ready for
Or
our
did we
Barrel
just-
Age Festival.
Fairly Festival.
Yeah.
You just had the Pinewood Derby.
Yeah, no, I would love to do a Pinewood Derby.
I thought you had like the track.
No, that wasn't us. That's something Allagash
Someone
does that
did
every
that.
year for all their employees, and it's like a really fun time. But I definitely want to.
I can't see it being anybody else.
Oh,
I could have swore you had
we
a
talked about it.
did you go into the future and just come back?
maybe.
My kids have been watching the Spider-Man, like the new one with like the different dimensions and stuff.
good movie.
So, yeah, they're into it right now. So
that in
First
theaters
5
as
minutes
well.
were pretty rough for Mock.
Hey, listen, we don't need to talk
He
about
died twice, man.
it. Thanks, Kyle.
Into the beerverse. That's what we need.
That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool. We should do that. I had the idea earlier that we were doing the Anchorman. We're talking about the Anchorman thing. I think Kyle should get everybody on board in Wallingford and do a fast food version of that fight. Everyone
Like a
knows
back
no
lot
no
somewhere.
pulling at the drive-through past 11:30, and the rev doesn't count. I don't know. That's the best I got. Kyle, would you win? Would Burger King win?
I don't know. Our biggest competitor would be Taco Bell.
Yeah, there's some hefty people in there.
You got to represent your crew, though. You gotta hold it down.
My crew's
Wendy's wouldn't even show up.
It's on Sunday. You got no Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's true.
Chick-fil-A's not open on Sunday?
No, they're owned by a very Catholic family.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
should have got a job.
Driven there a few
Well, the
times.
funniest part
Sunday.
the funniest part about them not being open on Sunday is they're doing everything they can to get put in NFL stadiums. They're in like 6. Now, the majority of them play on Sundays.
That is true.
Yeah.
Join us for our one Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, right.
In a Thursday game,
That's true.
Well, my thing is just like that's what it's got to be for. Because other than that, it's like what's your other ploy? Like, make sure you come get a spicy chicken deluxe during the Beyonce concert. Like, you know what, Beyonce and chicken, I'm all about it.
I mean, $9. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough talk about that. We're here at Black Hog. We're here to talk beer. So how have you been?
Crazy. I mean, all over the board. Just we just opened a new 5-barrel brewery in collaboration with Bears Barbecue down at the Stack in New Haven. So that's up and running now, and so I've been the build out on that. It's taking a lot of my time, but now now that's up and running, and we're making beer in 2 locations now, which is awesome.
that's awesome.
More beer, happier people.
Yeah, we're trying to keep everything down there as new recipes, because it's 5 barrels. You get to really play around, and it's like a true brew pub where we're brewing just for those taps only. Nothing's going to distribution, so we're able to really experiment and make some cool new one-off stuff and
Bears
make
is
a
popular.
Hefeweizen finally. Like something like you can't sell 30 barrels of in cans, but you can put it on tap at a
Yeah.
barbecue joint, and it'll sell. So
Yeah.
Is there any sort of like cross promotion like Bears and Hogs?
Bears and Hogs. I don't know.
We can come up with something.
Like a mashup of sorts.
Yeah, like the beer,
Oh, that's
the
a
half bear,
bog.
half deer.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
beer bore.
Beer board.
Bear bore? We'll have to work on that.
but it's not a boar; it's a hog.
Right. We'll take it to the marketing team.
You're a South Park fan. Man, bear, pig.
Man, bear, pig.
You could call it a bog, but that's more of like an environmental thing.
Well, they live in a bog for sure.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I don't know. That's gonna be fun. I'm just picturing
Should be in marketing.
I'm picturing a hog with a bear's head. That's it. Like I'm just picturing like a tiny bear,
I don't know. A big pig would be fun.
like a pig-sized bear.
Like a pig head on a bear body.
That'd be terrifying.
It'd be a bear-sized pig.
That'd be terrifying.
Or just that animal that large with like no hair. Fuck.
Yeah, that would be
Big
terrifying.
naked animal.
Oh, my God.
Bear
Can you
sized
imagine?
naked mole rat.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do if a bear just walked up to you and oinked?
I try to capture it, I guess. For
So there's a stand-up comic. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Tom Segura. But
Probably.
yeah, but he did he was doing a thing on like the fight or flight mechanism, and he was talking about how like he was talking about like a Chinese man came up to him and started speaking in a British accent, and he didn't know what to do. But he was he attested it to animals. Like if a dog came up to you and meowed, or if a pig came up to you and oinked, the fight or flight mechanism just fails, and you just poop. This is what you do.
Broken.
Because you just be like, nope, no, mm-mm, and ruin my day. But at the same time, I think it'd make it a lot of nonsense today.
Yeah.
A lot of nonsense.
A lot of nonsense.
A lot of nonsense. So you're collabing with Bears,
Yep. Doing beer
Stacks down in New Haven.
Stacks running.
That's
up and-
awesome.
Yep. We're doing another collab beer coming out of Black Hog here up in Oxford. We got the Juice Cup coming out soon. It's our yearly Liquid Riot collab. They're out of Portland, Maine. My boys from way back, but they're doing this year's Juice Cup is pomegranate tangerine, and we did ungodly amount of both of those fruit into it, which is going to be awesome.
Nice.
And then I'm working on a Lord Hobo collab for the Stack. I just went down there last Friday. We did an IPL with them. They're known for their IPA, so I thought we'd do an IPL with them. And then they're coming to the stack, and we're going to do a grisette with all Connecticut-grown malts, which is going to be awesome. So,
That's cool.
That's cool.
No, I'm not familiar. What's a grisette?
Grisette. It's a fancy name for a saison, but it's like traditionally grisettes will have some spelt added to it, which is a really unique grain that gives like a spicy note. The Thrall malting didn't have any spelt, but they had emmer and triticale, which are emmer is a native wheat product, and triticale is a rye wheat hybrid. So we're going to try to get kind of the body and the spice notes from those malts instead of the. I could have those backwards. I have to check my notes, but well, you know, one of them's one was the other. But yeah, we're using both malted and raw versions of both of those as well in there. So hopefully get some really fun, spicy flavor components from the malts.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I knew you wanted to know what it was, but you were too afraid to ask.
I was too afraid to ask.
I knew you were.
Yeah.
I thought he said smelts, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no. Traditionally, they're like lower ABV too, so it's gonna be perfect for the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, we just came out here in Oxford. We just had the Mo Honey, Mo Problems, which is kind of a lower ABV Beer de Miel, which is another saison style, which has honey added to it.
I'm digging the artwork on the tap board.
Oh yeah, it's straight biggie.
Was that you?
That was Dylan who did that one. So Dylan, one of our newer hires, is really into kind of the Brett and wild yeast and fermentation, and so gave him the recipe on that one and checked it over and ran it. So it's all. So he just ran with that one front to back, which is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, well, I was going to ask you, how have you liked, a lot of the collabs? Like, I feel like, breweries will do like one collab and then, okay, that's it. We're done. I feel like you guys have done a couple.
Oh, I mean, collabs are. I mean, from the brewing world is awesome. It's you get into a new space if you're doing it at their spot. You get to see what they're doing stuff. I mean, I learned like when I was at Lord Hobo, I learned this new technique of how to wrap my brewing hose on the floor so that you could just pull it and it would unfurl without having to twist it 700 times as you're pulling out 100 feet of hose. And you can see get new ideas and try their beers and see what they're selling and what they're into. And then if you have someone coming to your space, you get to learn new techniques and stuff that how to use. I mean, we did a collab a while back with Liar's Bench out of Portsmouth, and he cut his teeth out in Magnolia, out in San Francisco, and they were like that's where like the Brute IPA was invented, and like he basically had been doing. He did one at his spot, and then he came and we did a Brute here. That was the fruit Brute. That we did a while back. I almost want to say fruit, brew it, but it's a fruit brute.
Rhyming is undefeated.
So whatever.
You guys by far have the best names in the craft beer business.
Well, it's easy. You just drink a couple beers and think up some names.
Just starting.
That's what you got to do. You got to let the product inspire you.
Yes.
That's where Kyle would shine.
Oh my God, Kyle would come up with some.
He'd be so good at it.
Kyle, right now, just something right off the top of your head. What do you got?
Come up with a name for an IPA.
And into the microphone would be good too.
Yeah, I'm thinking. All right.
He'll get there.
I got one for you right now. Lot Lizard.
Someone came out with that one.
Damn. Just like band names.
Well, there's so many beers now that he has the going joke that you can't think of a good band name because it's already been taken.
For sure.
Well, that's kind of the beer world now.
No, I mean, Black Hog, when we started, we tried to think of the name of our brewery, and 90% of the ideas were already taken. It was insane.
But going back to the collab thing, like if
Blue Horseman.
it's a Blue Horseman.
Waits for a couple minutes.
What's the
Fires.
flavor profile on it?
Blueberry.
Yep.
Blueberry and horse.
Blueberry and horse. No, but like the craft beer world, like I mean, obviously there's competition because you want people to buy your beer versus other beers, but it's like more family oriented, especially local wise.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I mean, like it's, and then outside of that, like I feel like collabing with somebody that's not local, like if you were to collaborate with like somebody like Revolution in Chicago or something like that just gives you
set
exposure
that
to a
up,
whole new
that'd be
market. Huh?
You set that up, that'd be awesome.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Shoot a DM on Instagram.
No, I would just shoot him a text. Because I said I know a guy. Come on.
We're all friends on Instagram. It's fine.
We're all friends. If you follow, it's just like Facebook and MySpace. If you follow them, you know them.
Yeah. And I don't mean to brag, but I've liked every Black Hog picture ever since I started following. So
Would you go back and
Thank you.
backlog it?
I didn't. Do
You didn't
that.
spam them?
No, just Just a quick look. You know.
See, there should be like an obsession button on Instagram where you just like you follow a page, you're like, this is awesome, like all of it.
All content all the time.
I bet that would screw up some sort of algorithm on that website.
Well, they have like a weird algorithm where it's like,
Totally fucked.
yeah, like you don't even see like it's like something where like you don't see like I think it's like 55% of posts that people you follow post. Like it's got to be like a certain amount of likes and certain amount of views and all that stuff, and then it goes to like your thread.
And
So,
it comes into also where they talk about like if one of your friends comments underneath the picture and you're both following it, it's more likely to show up on your feed.
Right.
Like, it's just like, but if like Black Hog just posts a picture and like no one comments on it and people just like it, it's just gonna get buried. It's crazy. Unless you pay them money, of course.
I feel like our stuff that gets nothing.
Yeah.
Just buried instantly.
If you can get like negative likes, that's what we.
That's where the hashtags come into play.
Start at negative.
When I used to do it, I used to like hashtag whatever the popular thing was. So like one time I posted a picture and I just like it was just a picture of I don't even know what it was. I think it was a picture of like a beer pong setup or something like that. But I just put hashtag bottle flip, and I had people that I don't even know they just liked it.
Did you hashtag in the actual feed or did you comment with the hashtags?
I did it in the comment.
Perfect. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Nailing it.
firing on all cylinders right now.
Because
We
people
gotta-
search by hashtags, which that just seems like a giant waste of time for me.
I feel like a lot of people now are focusing on the Instagram stories more than the actual feeds.
Yeah.
Because they're too lazy to do this. They're more likely to just screw like, go
Well,
across
the
top.
stories you just click one, and then you can just
just
take your
feed
hand
through it.
off it, and it just keeps going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's simple.
And they made it great because you can skip the ads.
Yep.
Wow. So I think the question that's on everybody's mind, at least everybody at the table, I'm not sure exactly when this is going to air, but I think it's going to be before September.
Of course.
All right. So what's Black Hog's stance on storming Area 51? Is this a thing that Black Hog will be partaking in?
I personally won't be flying out there.
Okay.
I'm doing it, but I mean, I'll like all the Instagram folks for sure.
It's a very interesting time we're living in right now. Because we're either going to, like, it's either just not going to happen, or we're going to find out a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
Or there's going to be a lot of really bad things happening.
I mean, CNN just posted that China used quantum entanglement to teleport an atom from Earth to a satellite 300 miles in space.
Now
I'd be
that's
more cool about that.
that's an IPA name right there. Quantum entanglement.
I already wrote it down. That one's already in there.
Yeah,
So I got to make it now before this airs.
Yeah.
Someone else can steal it.
it's true.
The heat is on.
See, like, I pictured Canner immediately, but it was one of the beers that I sell. It was that well, have you ever had the No Brainer from Victory?
No.
So I work for a wholesale liquor, wine, and beer wholesaler, and we sell Victory beers. And they have a No Brainer, and it's a green brain inside an atom.
Yeah.
With the can art on it.
It's kind of like
That's like immediately what I pictured, but that's because of exposure and not because of creative influences on my
it's the
end.
one from Counterweight that has the atom on it.
The crucial mass. or-
Crucial Mass. I almost said Crucial Taunt, but that's someone else.
So many beers out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, that's yeah. No, they're everywhere, and it's insane. It's a fun time because there's a bunch of stuff going on, but it's just like every time you think up this really crazy, wacky, cool idea, and like you like Google it, like 3 people have already done that. Okay, cool.
Well, puts you in a good position though, because you get to try a lot of cool shit. I'm assuming I've worked a lot of these beer festivals because of the nature of my job, and I see a lot of these like top-notch guys at these breweries just being like, "Yeah, I brought a case of whatever that I'm not giving to anybody in the public, but I want to trade with you guys and just this and that, and just you probably get a lot of cool beers from other places via trading with you."
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always like kind of that towards the end of the festival, and then the cleanup session, like little bottle share stuff. You get to walk around. There's people got the coolers behind the booth, and
Oh yeah, yep.
but yeah, so it's fun to try some stuff. It's yeah, I mean, I can't like list the cool beers I've tried, but it's fun. People just bring me beer too, which is awesome. Like I got friends that were one of my really good regulars at Portsmouth Brewery when I was up there as a head brewer, and they basically sold their house and bought an RV and are driving around the country, and they just Facebook messaged me and they wanted to come have dinner, and they brought me this like really 4-pack of this really cool sour from South Carolina. They're like, "Oh, we really like this. We thought you'd like it." We're like, "Oh, awesome!" So it's fun to like just to try different stuff around, especially like the north. Like I get stuck in the Northeast a lot, and like to see what the rest of the country's doing for beer is insane too. Like the rest of the country isn't into hazy IPAs. It's insane. Like they are, but they're not as like prevalent as they are in New England. Which is, and it's down in Florida they got all the fruits. So like the overfruited gozas are huge down there. So it's just like regionally what the local people are brewing is really interesting to me for like to see that.
On the flip side, like it's hard to get a really good stout in Florida.
Yeah, who wants to drink a stout in Florida?
Me.
No.
I was down there for like 6 months, and I was just like going in and out. I'm like, come on. I was like, I don't want Guinness.
Just wait in line for the Hunapoo there. You'd be all right.
I've never waited in line for a beer. That's not true. No, did we wait in line? I think we were in and out.
What, at Nepco? We had to wait.
No, that's the only time. But I went with him, so that's the only reason.
Well, I can get you a secret pre-tasting of our 5-year anniversary stout if you want to get a stout in you.
Yeah, I love stouts.
Yeah. It's called Grande after the size of the cup from.
That's good.
Mojito.
Yeah, but it has hazelnut, chocolate, and coffee added to it, and it's an imperial milk stout. And she wants some, and he wants some.
She perked right up when you
Everyone
heard that.
raises their hand real quickly, which is awesome.
I'll take a grande.
Grande, double grande.
Large, please.
It reminded me of the scene from Role Models where they were arguing over venti being 20.
It means large.
Is that true? Does it? Kendall,
Yes.
do you have anything you'd like to ask?
It's kind of an odd question, and I don't know. Do you subscribe to or any other breweries? Is there like rivalry with Black Hog, or do you guys have a beef?
Like
with
an East
any?
Coast, West Coast thing?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Oh, man.
Sierra Nevada.
We don't have to drop
Yeah,
names or
fuck
anything,
Sierra
but just an
No,
interesting
they're fucking
concept.
awesome. No, I mean, honestly, like you said, it's like a brotherhood. We're all in this to like share ideas and help each other out and make fun beers. And
Do you know of any rivalries like that? They don't have to include you. You don't have to drop no name dropping. We don't-
Budweiser and Miller about corn syrup for sure.
Yeah.
That's one rivalry I know
Those
about.
commercials.
especially in like Renaissance times.
Yeah,
they were
Renaissance
real big on it then.
then, for sure. Like that was like
Dilly dilly, Kyle.
every commercial we saw in any sporting event I've seen in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I mean, there's no. I don't know of any like rivalry breweries for sure.
Do a lot of like I know like the final consumer having worked at a large craft beer store for 5 years. A lot of the final consumers bitch about it, but do like breweries? Do they like look down on like other microbreweries that go on and sign on with like an AB for like distribution purposes and things like that? Like the one that comes to mind is like Goose Island.
Yeah, I mean they don't sign on to AB for distribution
No.
purposes. They get a $25 million
Yeah,
check,
right.
You know, so that's kind of a different world. I mean it's interesting. I mean, some people like it made like some of the breweries that do it. Like in my mind, it like totally made sense. I mean, they were the owners. Like the breweries have been around a while. Like the owners, like they've seen the beer market where it's going, and like it's one of their ways to get out and kind of walk away and have their brewery be successful for eternity.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's just. I feel like there's breweries out there that saw that happening and then have opened and are just like trying to get to a point where someone could buy them out, which is kind of a weird mindset to be in when
Yeah, you feel like you're not putting out your best product.
Yeah,
then.
you're
like,
just trying-
you're looking
yeah.
at it from a money standpoint.
yeah,
versus
money
beer.
sign for it and just trying to like
Because like Goose Island, like they did really well for a long time, and
Yeah.
then they sold what like 49% of their company to AB,
yeah
and then they got the New York facility.
yeah. Well, I mean the big thing is they're just
But they still make all their like
all the stouts are still made in Chicago
and all the
like,
unique shit is still
yeah,
made.
still
Like
made
they
in
don't
Chicago.
distribute all the weird stuff.
Yes.
I follow them.
Yeah, so all I mean yeah like all their was it 312 or whatever like,
Yeah.
that's just like made it a big
Yeah, they like the
500 barrels at a
312, the
time, yeah.
IPA, whatever their seasonal like Oktoberfest
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But like
and I mean it's like they were one of the very first to do it and I think it's really cool because like when it happened for them it was like one of the first people doing it and they were like hey you know we get an influx of cash we needed to grow distribution and our output because at that point there was 4 breweries in Connecticut. You know, there's 1,000 breweries across the country, which is ungodly huge at this point. But like, it gave them the ability to grow without having to buy tanks to get more space in Chicago proper.
Right.
They could keep Chicago proper where rent is really high to be like, hey, let's keep our tanks brewing fun stuff and we're making money off of this side. And so like, I don't look down on them for that decision. It just that opens such a can of worms where like I mean if you look at it now, the big breweries they're not buying breweries anymore. They're buying like hard seltzers. They're buying like craft cocktail places. Like they've stopped picking up breweries, which is that a way of the future? I don't know, but it's a sign. something.
That's interesting. So I know for us, we're always trying to start Twitter wars with people.
Yeah, no one's responding.
Yeah, very unsuccessful at that. But just interested in the
Hey,
craft
that guy
beer
called
world.
you an asshole on Twitter. He's got like 5 followers. I'm not worried about it.
Tried at Michael Bennett really hard.
Oh,
We'll
you're
get
talking
'em.
about like Instagram battles? That's
No.
something different. That's not like a straight out like East Coast West Coast thing. That's just like, hey, I dare you to shotgun this beer faster than we can or something.
I got a lot of flack for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like a party, and I just went through the fridge, just had a bunch of beer that people had given me, and I shotgunned a lot of expensive craft beers. I shotgunned a Sip of Sunshine.
That's
I
not
shotgunned
expensive anymore, but it used
Right.
to be at that
Well,
point,
it
yeah.
was then.
Yeah, yeah.
I shotgunned a
Couple of Treehouse
couple
beers.
Treehouse beers. So I just didn't care. Like I don't know. Like I said, I've never been like I like a good beer. Like I appreciate good beer, but like I would much rather come here and have a good time drinking beer and hanging out with friends and waiting in line for
Yeah.
45 minutes to be told how much beer I can buy. I'd rather have someone not cut me off drinking beer and then buy more beer than I need because I'm drunk. That's the
Well, they just changed the laws here in Connecticut, which is awesome. So now we went. It was 3 liters of beer. No, 9 liters of beer was like the old. Now it's like now they bumped it up. So like now like legally you're allowed to get 3 16-ounce cases or 4 12-ounce cases. That volume out the door for a one-time purchase, which opens up. I mean that's over 5 gallons now, so that opens up the possibilities for logs and stuff, which is cool.
Also, you can legally come in here and buy a log.
The way that the laws are written through the state, yes, but there's an agreement through the distributors that we're not going to like sell logs.
Right,
so we'll
okay.
see, like
Right.
we'll see how it pans out in the long run. But yeah, it's a
But someone could come in here and buy 4 cases of the seltzer and
no,
walk
for
out the door.
16-ounce cans. They're going to buy 3 cases.
3 cases of
Yeah,
seltzer.
so they can four cases of 12-ounce beers.
So they can come in and drink a case.
yes, and then
and
take
then
3
buy
home.
3.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you guys doing tomorrow?
And then they'll still be able to drive home because it's only 2.2.
I see. Like now, I really want to just take a day and figure out how much of that I can drink in a day. And I feel like you don't really like. It feels like when you drink it, it feels hydrating. That's like there's a lot of times when we've gone the distance drinking.
Yeah. You need to pepper in a Gatorade every once in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried one time to drink like 4 bourbon counties in a day, and I thought I was like, I got to 3. I didn't open the 4th one because I couldn't stomach wasting it.
It's like a combined like 60%, depending on how it aged or
I
how
felt like
long
I was
it
drinking tar. It was so
It's
good,
got
though.
real thick on you.
sludge.
Uh-oh. He's coming back out with more beer.
Round 2.
Ooh.
So yeah, I got the the Mermaid Tears was our first Friday beer. We're doing a new thing every Friday. We're releasing a new beer here at Black Hog.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is the first one of that. Behind this is Pillow Talk. It's coming out beginning of August, which is like a wheat IPA. This Mermaid Tears is a sour ale that has about a pound of strawberry puree per gallon added to it. So like strawberry is pretty mellow as a fruit to use, so you can go that extreme. Really great kind of strawberry nose to it, and then that sourness kind of comes through in the back end and makes it.
Sorry.
He's thirsty. So, but yeah, so we can try it. And then I also brought out the secret taste of the Grande, which is one of our 3 beers we're coming out with for our 5-year anniversary.
That's an awesome label.
Yeah, we actually, it was a funny thing. We had we just got a labeler off of our new our Wild Goose, and our labeler running, and so we were able to start doing one-off labels and stuff to our cans, which is awesome. And we had switched over from the wrapped IPA cans to the labels, and we sent the same proof that we were sent to the wrap company to our label company to make us a label. And our wrap company, if you have pink on it, it means like I want silver to show through. So we sent it to our label company, and they saw the pink. They're like, they're like, no, we want the silver to show through. So they took that as, hey, we're gonna make silver show through pink. So there's a small run of IPA, probably all gone out in the market now, that just got released. Our first round of labels that the actual all the metallic on the BHB IPA label has this like pink metallic hue to it.
That's pretty cool.
Which was like, we're like, sure, we'll run with it. But then that gave us the idea to use that on a lot of our labels coming up. So like so this one has some nice metallic behind all the yellow here. And then the Endless Summer label, we went metallic crazy on that one. So that one's going to be exciting. And that one's actually, the Grande will be in cans brewery only. It is the 11.5% Imperial Milk Stout with hazelnut, cocoa, and coffee. So it's a nice light summer drinker, obviously.
Just mowing the lawn.
On beer for sure. And
sit
then
down.
the endless summers, a wheat IPA is going to be a little lighter body. Like, that's going out to distro. That one's going to be awesome. And it's going to get just hit the tanks, just hit fermentation this week. So it's going to get dry hopped and packaged. And then the third beer will be draft only. With our anniversary is at the end of August. It's like the last Saturday in August every year. And so we're doing, for drinking purposes, it's just a beautiful Helles lager with a Montueca in it. So that's going to be just, Montueca. It's a New Zealand varietal grown down the south. It has kind of like this lemony lime kind of stuff going on with it. So it'll work really well within the Helles.
I always like trying new beer with something on it I've never heard of.
It sounds like a nickname for souls too.
Montueca?
Yeah, Montueco
So
souls.
which one am I popping first for you guys? For round 2.
Round 2.
Go ahead. You pick
Dealer's
one.
choice.
Dealer's choice. All right, we'll go Mermaid Tears.
Mermaid Tears.
Another awesome name.
I see you guys didn't go the Disney route. Change the skin of the mermaid.
It's a little polarizing, Paul. We're gonna leave that one alone.
Polarizing. Come at me with that. I had something to say.
Kyle has some heated views on that. Don't get him started.
Does he?
Hold him back. Hold him back.
Do you
I don't
go?
know if he does.
No, I don't care.
I had something
I don't care about a lot of
I wanted to say.
You know, it'd be cool with
Don't
the
remember what it was.
with the cans that has like the. I'm not just gonna call it the defect. It's
I
not the
know.
right thing.
Do all the beers have? I didn't want to forget again. So you said all the beers now have the sticker label, like everything you guys make.
No, not all the beers. I mean,
Oh.
we still have. I mean, some of our core products: the lager, the coffee milk stout, the granola brown, the ginger ninja. Those are all in printed cans. The IPA now is in labels, just because it was just one of those. We have so many printed cans in house. If you ever come to the brewery, just behind the wall here, it's just stacks and stacks of printed cans, and we're running out of space to store them. So new year-round varietal, we kind of had to go the sticker route, which is it's the same beer on the inside. It just does a little less room for artwork, but the IPA label is pretty simple, where it's just black background, metallic, Black Hog IPA with a hog. It's like very straightforward.
Let me tell you, I'm a big fan. For the reason, I think they all know what it is. But
I was just gonna say it.
so I was in Staples one day, and I found beer review journals. And the nature of our show, we try to have a different beer every show and review the beer on it. So it gives you a whole template, like how many stars do you give it, what notes did you get, what color is the beer, all that different stuff, and you can rate it. And it has a bunch of different pages for beers you want to try and stuff like that, like not grading pages. So what I started doing was any beer I had that had the sticker, I peel it off the can and stick it in the book.
Yeah, it's like a free sticker.
Right. Well, I stick it so too. Like I have like an image to go with the beer. So later when I flip through it, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this beer was really good. What did it look like?" And I'm like, there it is." So I'm a big fan of the sticker.
Nice.
And now they all do the sticker thing. I'm a trendsetter.
This is so good.
It is good.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge sour fan, and this is awesome. Shut up.
Yeah, so the sourness isn't overwhelming. And it's
It
just,
tastes like to me like this is if like Smucker's strawberry jam was a beer, this would be it.
See, that's the thing. I love strawberry. So that's what's helping me out here.
I mean, this is what Mermaid Tears would taste like, right?
I hope so.
At least I think that's what I was imagining.
They're supposed to be like the most desired like creature of the sea, right? Like
Yeah.
I would expect the tears to be delicious.
Yeah.
Behind the hammerhead shark, of course,
Right. Yeah, that is a close number 2. Hammerhead.
which is also a good name for a beer.
Hammerhead shark.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say hammerhead shark, maybe hammerhead.
Nope. Gotta put the shark in.
So are you telling me right now that you are coming up with a marine-based brewery and you're going to compete against Black Hog?
We'll talk about it.
Hammerhead Brewing.
Hammerhead. It's probably a thing.
Probably.
San Jose,
Your
California.
tagline was just get hammered.
Souls.
See? You gotta give me ideas.
Sounds like you got a partner.
Well, he's the head of our marketing department, so
That explains a lot.
And then your theme song would be like the baby shark thing. It could be killer.
yeah.
I like this.
Want to sing a couple bars for us, real
No.
quick? Yeah.
Sing a couple bars. Give us a verse.
Yeah. Baby souls.
Wow. I like this a lot.
That is very good. Should do a thing where you're talking about kind of like the not the defect on the label, but an alternate. They should do like a Willy Wonka type thing. You bring back the other can and you get
Golden ticket.
get a free can or something.
You're gonna lose a lot of money that way, Kendall.
Well, it doesn't have to be that. It could just be like an attaboy. Like, hey, good on you finding the can like that.
Golden can.
Golden can. Golden can
I think
promotion.
Bush does that.
They might.
They had a golden can.
Yeah, but what do you
thing.
do with it? You get you mail it in, you get sunscreen, like something.
No, they gave away like
And sunglasses.
I think it was like a $250,000 like fishing
Yeah.
trip and boat package.
It's a pretty good prize. But who am I to say?
Yeah, I guess. All right, so the Mermaid Tears is fantastic.
Thank you.
That is very good.
You like it, Kyle?
Yes, I do. I'm about to drink it.
No. Drink Rebecca's.
Here, have some more.
All right.
Drink Rebecca's. Rebecca. Yeah.
And so,
Kyle,
Kyle,
don't-
you're
don't-
drinking like
don't
a
drink the
fifth
whole
of a
can,
beer
Kyle.
per glass.
Pour it into your glass, Kyle. Like a person.
Like a
Be a
person.
heathen.
When I first read the sign up on the tap list there, I thought it said Mermaid, Texas. And
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like,
No, that's a name.
Mermaid, Texas. I was like, this is going to be wild.
It's probably a Paris, Texas. Probably just a town name down there. Who knows?
That'd be cool. Mermaid, Texas. Like, I don't know how good the tears from the mermaids and like the Rio Grande would be.
yeah. Population like 30 down there.
Yeah, they'd probably just cry sriracha.
Low mermaid population down there. Yeah, for sure.
Low mermaid. So, you talked about mermaid tears. You talked about the seltzer, the citrus seltzer.
Citrus seltzer, yeah.
We're gonna get to the 5-year anniversary. in a
Yes.
bit, but is there any other beers? Any other new beers? I want to talk. You said, was it Pillow Talk?
Yeah, so that's so the Mermaid Tears is our first Friday beer. Pillow Talk will be our second First Friday beer. It's like a light, fluffy wheat IPA. It's gonna be really nice, like hints of pineapple from the hop profile and stuff. So it's gonna be nice. I mean, a bunch of new beers coming out of the stack down in New Haven. Basically, that's doing all new recipes down there. So I mean, on tap right now is the Hellas Yeah, which is like a really beautiful traditional Hellas. There's the King Julian, which is a vanilla milk stout, which is kind of the dark beer on that's there. I got a El Jefe in the fermenter, which is kind of a little higher ABV Hefeweizen. There's Service IPAs back in the fermenter as well. That went quickly from our grand opening. Service IPA is basically we use the vet blend hops from the Yakima Chief. They do like a bunch of different blends. So the Yakima Chief does this blend of hops that you buy, and they donate money to a service organization, and we make an IPA with it, and then we donate a portion of the sales to the Ranger Leads Away Fund. My head brewer Justin Benvenuto is a Ranger, and the owner of the Bears Barbecue Joint, Jamie McDonald, was in the Navy as well. And we had a bunch, 3 or 4 or 5 people working in there that are service members as well. So give back a little bit on that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing.
The moment's passed, but I'm going to say the joke anyway. For you language fans out there, El Jefe means the Jeff in Spanish. I'm joking, it doesn't. Cringy moment right there.
Yeah,
But
geez.
it had to be said. It was just eating away my brain. I had to say it.
And that's where I'll be that's where I'll be shooting down the Grisette with the boys from Lord Hobo actually brewing that on Friday. So I don't know if this will probably be on tap when this thing airs. It'll be great.
Yeah.
What's your proudest beer you've ever brewed? Like, what are you most proud of? That's a loaded question.
Loaded question.
Take your time to answer.
Do you want my brewer hat on? Do you want my business hat on? Do you want my
I want your beer drinker
scientist-
hat on.
My
You
say
scientist
beer drinker hat.
I want your beer drinker hat.
drinker hat on. I mean, honestly, I guess Granola Brown. I mean, it's just one of those like, it's our flagship. So it does have that business side to it a little bit, but it's just like it was one of those beers where almost 5 years ago, starting Black Hog into the IPA rich environment coming, and I was like, my father-in-law was one of our investors, and I always used to bring him down, Old Brown Dog, when I came down from New Hampshire to visit my girlfriend's father, who turned into my father-in-law, and so he loved brown ales, and I was like, don't worry, Steve, I'll make you a brown ale. And then we made it, and it just like took off, and I was like, "Whoa, this is like great to have like a brown." And like on the brewing side of it, it's like a new twist on the brown ale, having the oatmeal flaked and malted in it, kind of giving you the body, so it's not overwhelmingly sweet and cloying. So you get to play around with some other malts and get like raisin notes and chocolate notes. And then having it win a gold medal and the best brown ale in the world is kind of like the icing on the cake. So it's just like that's kind of like my most proud beer for sure.
Well, and you guys hit a home run on all your can art.
Yes.
But I'm particularly partial to the granola brown myself, especially for the can art. Because like you said, like the oatmeal portion of it, but then you started talking about things like the raisins and things like that, and the first thing you think of when you hear oats and raisins is a granola bar, and then they get the hiker and all that. It's just good colors, love it. Maxine, what's your favorite Black Hog beer?
My favorite is, I believe it's Hog Water.
The H-dubs.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The name
Big fan.
especially is
Yeah.
partial to that for me as
Big
well.
fan.
So,
Trying to remember, that's the pink can.
yeah.
Pink can with the pig with the floaties.
Yeah, we've
He's looking up. It must be up there.
It's
somewhere.
literally right there behind the rack. So we that one is actually we are playing around with a new recipe. This is the first people to know about it.
Whoa.
Ooh, an exclusive.
Exclusive information. We're playing around with that recipe, and the next batch we're going to be calling the double Citra Hog Water. So we're going to be bombing out with some Citra. Really,
That's
like
right up Souls' alley. He's
Yeah.
all about the citrus.
citrus. All about Citra. Yeah. So that's going to be. We're actually now that we have the labeler, we're waiting on the labels to come in. But there's a spot we can do a full wrap at like 2 inches, and it'll just have a band all around the can that says double Citra. So it'll look like it'd be the old can, the old printed can with the pink floaties and the whole nine. It'll still say Hop Lover's Wet Dream on the bottom, everything.
I love that so much.
It'll just have that band across. It'll be like double the Citra. So it's going to be well. So basically, we haven't made it in a while because we're trying to we really want to let the stuff that's in the market go through and then kind of hit it hard in the front end. So that's going to be exciting. That's going to be coming out. We'll be brewing that in the next couple weeks, if not early next month, and then we'll be coming out with a new tweak on the hog water.
That's awesome. Pretty
Kendall, do you have a
excited for
favorite
that.
Black Hog beer?
Hog water is. I'm a big name guy. If you haven't, have you heard already?
Well, you like the piglet too.
Sorry,
You did like the piglet.
I did. I mean, looking at the list, judging by the stuff that I haven't had, which I'm sure there's many I haven't. I've liked almost. I mean, Swag was good. SWAG.
The Hog Lager, too, is another usual go-to.
That's a sleeper.
Yeah.
People are people that like lagers. People need to reinvest in craft lagers because people think lager, they think big macro,
Yep.
like shitty can.
Same thing with Pilsner.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well,
I mean,
Pils-
that's
Pilsner.
gotten more of a headway in it, but
Yeah, this is Hog Lager officially is a Pilsner,
Right.
but it has it's a Czech style Pilsner malt base with German hops added to it, so it's kind of that, and that has all Hallertau Blanc in it, which is
which good on you guys because Czech Pilsners suck.
yeah.
You're wrong. You're so wrong.
Oh, you just got that Czech Saaz in there, earthy. Oh, I mean, a good, well-made, 8-week Czech style pills is delicious.
Yeah, like the American Pilsner or Quell.
Yeah.
His dad lives in the
it's-
Czech Republic. He
yeah.
brings back Cambrinus and
Czech
Pilsner,
beers
Quell.
are just fantastic.
Are they?
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
You left some in the fridge.
Yeah, I did.
I had to pour them all out. I'm sorry. No, I would never do that.
You would.
Kendall doesn't waste.
I'm the beer Nazi, I believe it's coined, or czar.
There was one time, I don't remember what it was, but one of the distributors had a case of beer that was going back because one of the cans was punctured, and so they sent us 23 cans. So we just sent back, they told us, we'll send back the case. So the driver came and goes, I'll just give you guys the credit for it. I don't want to put it in the truck. Just take it home. I was like, all right. So I put it in the van. It slid under the seat. Forgot about it for about 6 months. In the summer. Took it out. I was like, I'm just going to, this is when I was getting rid of the van. Kendall was helping me clean it out. I was like, I'm just going to get rid of it. And Kendall was like, well, let's drink one just to see what it's like. So he drank a whole beer, chugged it, and just goes, it's not good, but I could also justify you not wasting it.
Hey, there's got to be those people in the world.
Well, the
you
thing
know?
too is I'm pretty sure it was a stout that sat in my car from
Nice and hot.
March to October.
Okay. It's all right. The temperature was a little better. Yeah. Oh, March. Oh, wait, through the summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good.
In a vehicle that didn't have AC.
Yeah.
It had an interesting flavor profile. Very canny.
Very
if you will.
canny.
Very canny. Had a nice metallic finish to it.
which was intended by the makers, I'm sure.
Got you right in the fillings.
Yeah.
I wish I left my notes from the last show at home. I had one of the Disco Pig beers. That was by far my favorite. It was the stout one. So.
Oh, was it the Irish wine?
Yeah.
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 Was that the peach one? I remember you had the peach.
The peach one was really good.
Oh, the peach. That's too many names. What was the peach one? You're quizzing me here and failing miserably.
Rosters change over a course of the year.
Yeah, who knows?
That's what makes a dynasty, though. The fact that you guys are back-to-back champs with a different roster. That's,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, for sure.
But
Nice
like
sports
for
reference
like
sprinkle.
regularly available, like through distro stuff, the coffee milk stout is so good.
Yeah.
I'm such a dark beer homer, though. I mean, like I don't drink just the stouts. Like I love the granola brown. Like I'm very excited.
No. I mean, that's kind of like the grande is kind of like you mentioned coffee milk stout, and like we basically took the Leaves of Mark recipe and tweaked it a little bit and brought in some of the coffee milk stout backbone to it. It's a little extra lactose going in there and making it taste like a mocha lappa frappuccino. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
That's a
With alcohol, of course. It's only 11.5. You can't taste it. It's dangerous.
one of those, and Rita would be out for the count or down.
pour you half
She'd
full.
have a couple sips, but I'm done.
I could never possibly finish this.
Highly anticipated wait.
Yes.
I'm very excited. Don't pour Kendall any.
Make him suffer.
No, do you have to work later today, Kendall?
I do.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say that'd be really shitty if you made mock work and you didn't have to.
No, never. I'm going back to work at the same time as Amak is. I got some more stuff to do.
I'm not working today. Kyle doesn't have to work either.
False.
Promo life, man.
Yeah.
Whopper life.
Well, see, I get to drive to the studio, back to the town I live in, then back to the studio, then back to the town I live in.
I offered for him to stay over, but he said, nah.
I just got to go back to Prospect after this, and I'm going to do everything in my power to stay out of the outside. It's supposed to be like 1:15 today. Is that I feel like?
I'm headed to my friend's house. They got a pool.
So I've decided I'm going to set the cornhole up inside, and I'm going to play inside.
Right in the hallway.
No, I'm going to sit in the recliner, and I'm going to throw the bags, and then when there's a commercial, I'll get up and go get them.
You got Amelia.
Amelia is in North Carolina,
Oh, I didn't know that. So she cannot recover cornhole bags.
all right, gentlemen, silence, sip, soak it all in, talk about it. Smells fantastic.
I thought you said silence.
I can't. It smells too good.
Yeah, that's really good. Thumbs up from Rebecca. Would you like to speak on it, Rebecca?
It's not Kyle's cup of tea.
It's great.
He gets two.
I was banking on that.
Winner, chicken dinner.
I just can't do coffee. Anything.
Coffee?
You know, it's funny because I'm not a coffee fan either, but I like that a lot.
'Cause you're weird. You're a weird guy.
What are you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the lactose helps out a lot with some
I'm
roundness.
confused. What is Rebecca doing?
She's like cleaning up.
Yeah,
You're furthest away from the. Never mind.
All right, so
She'd have to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Red Baron, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this segment right now, okay?
All
You're
right.
gonna, even though he told us what's in it, you're gonna tell us the notes you got, and you're gonna rate it, and then at the end of it, he's gonna shit all over the notes that everyone got.
No, I'm not very articulate whatsoever.
Or artistic.
Right. Notes of brown. No, I'm just joking. Yeah.
It tastes like brown.
Yep, definitely brown.
Brown to black, flake color.
I'm getting a beer note.
Well, I'm gonna cop out. You know, obviously like that chocolatey coffee type taste as nature of the stout. That's what comes through most to me. But there's a sweet, like a very sweet that I can't like exactly put my finger on. Yeah, sugar, yeah. Sucrose. As much sucrose as really comes through here. But I like it a lot. I'm going back.
Machine?
I just talked into the cup.
So,
I
upon
smelled my
the-
microphone earlier, so I'm with you.
Upon the scent, I get the coffee, but the chocolate kind of, at least to me, kind of nullifies the coffee. Because again, I don't like coffee at all, and I get the hazelnut towards the end to kind of finish it. I like it.
To
Two
me,
worse than chocolate and coffee.
That's right. You don't like chocolate either.
or nuts.
Souls just.
Would you like a
shits on
lager,
it.
sir? I'll go pour you one.
No, that one's really good.
Oh, the strawberry tears.
Great.
The mermaid tears. Yeah.
So for me, it tastes like a really good quality, like cold brew coffee. with like a splash of like hazelnut creamer in it. It's not overly thick or anything like that. Like it's not thin, but it's definitely like I could definitely drink 6 of these today.
Thank God Paul's on
I
the
wouldn't-
show because I could never say what he just said.
I wouldn't get off the couch after drinking 6, but like I could keep, because for me, like the thing with the stouts is like another one. What's the thing though? Like it's as long as because I'm a sit down drinker.
Yeah.
You guys all know that. If I'm sitting in one spot, I can drink forever. When I get up, it's over. When I have to go to the bathroom, I start seeing 7 toilets, and then that's when it starts going to hard liquor. But
Because you want 14 toilets.
Naturally.
Yeah.
but like with the stouts, like the ones that I can drink a lot of, regardless of percentage, it has to do with how thick they are. And like this doesn't feel like something that's gonna like one can's gonna fill me. I'm a big fan, but I definitely get like that lighter like cold brew coffee kind of like note to it versus like because like I've had like the stouts that taste just like black coffee or like black iced coffee, but this has more of that cold brew because the cold brew comes through a little bit more like stronger, like a more roasted note. The roasted coffee. I don't know. All right, now shit on us,
No, you guys killed it. I mean, this is
Kendall. You did. You're the one.
so Justin, my head brewer, and Nick, my lead brewer, had a lot of influence on this beer for sure. And Justin's good friends with the guys up at Give Coffee, so you got some really nice coffee from those guys up there. We did do a cold brew on the coffee to get the coffee in there because it's a similar technique we use for our coffee milk stout. Because it is doing a cold brew, basically you're using time instead of heat to extract the coffee flavors, and because there's no heat in there, it actually doesn't extract any of the oils or the tannins from the coffee, so you get just pure coffee flavor, which is what we were going for. This one having the sweetness over there, sucrose is fermentable, so this would be a lactose, but you did get a sweet little mouthfeel in there for sure. Lactose carries into the glass.
You were so close.
So
Yeah,
close.
So it is a milk sugar. So if you're lactose intolerant, don't drink any of the New England style IPAs you see out there because they all have lactose in them too.
Well, drink them. Just
Just get
Near a
ready to
toilet.
get ready to shit yourself. Yeah. But yeah. So then that lactose that definitely carries the sweetness that helps play off of the chocolate and the hazelnut. It also hides the 11.5% ABV. Like that residual sweetness doesn't taste like it's super thick. Because 11.5 is in there, you get that balance of final gravity or residual sweetness in the beer playing off the alcohol, which is like a drying astringency to the beer. Those two play off each other really well to make this a super drinkable 11.5% beer for sure.
I'm glad you said the lactose thing. There's a guy I work with, and one of the suppliers brought us pizza yesterday, and they also brought in this new cream liqueur to try. And he looks over me and he goes, "Yeah, I'm really lactose intolerant, but we're doing this." And he proceeded to drink like 6 sample glasses worth.
I'm gonna
7
ruin this
slices of
day.
pizza. That's what he just said. And he was like, "Can you take notes for me?" I was like, "Why?" He goes, "I'm gonna be in the bathroom forever." And he's like sitting there like the meat. You just hear something going, and he's like, "I gotta go now."
It was worth it.
That's exactly what he said. I don't know. I couldn't imagine being lactose intolerant. Oh God.
I love cheese.
Yeah.
It's just
Cheese is so good.
See, I'm torn between if I'd rather be lactose intolerant or have celiacs. Because I like beer, but I like dairy. I love beer, and I love dairy.
Well, just don't have either, and you're good. That's the
Pretty much
golden-
hit the
golden
jackpot on that.
ticket. Golden ticket.
I think I just-
Even if I had those things, I would just eat it and drink it. Whatever. Human
Deal
body
with
is self-correcting.
I think I'd rather lose a leg than be lactose intolerant and not be able to eat gluten. I think I'd honestly rather lose a leg. Plus, too, because then you can drink a lot of beer and get really fat, and then no one can look at you and be like, "God, he's so fat." But poor guy.
I don't have a leg.
He
Right,
can't
yeah.
run.
You could be a pirate every year for Halloween.
That was demeaning.
No, I like pirates. They're just fine.
I like pirates.
So, thinking back to the retail days, I think one of the hottest beers that you guys, and I know the store is still doing really well with it, have ever made was the Ginger Ninja.
Yes, my wedding beer.
Yes, I remember that from the last show. The can art is beautiful, and I remember it was one of those beers that we got a case of it every week, but it was gone the minute it went in the shelf. Is that still the same?
Yeah, I mean, Ginger Ninja is awesome. I mean, right now, similar to how we're doing with the hog water, tweaking the recipe. We've constantly tweaking things. It's my goal as a brewer just to make sure that every beer I make is the best presentation of that beer I want. And Ginger Ninja has changed slightly since we saw you last. where it is still a red IPA, still got ginger added to it. But the instead of using red malts to get the color, we actually added some hibiscus, which kind of gives you this little bit of berry note in the background. And for the ginger, I came from a culinary world, so I was hand cutting the ginger and being super consistent. And then like once it got to the point where had a lot of guys brewing it and different, and like the ginger characters was varying batch to batch, which I was not happy about. We hooked up with the guys from Ripe in New Haven.
Yep.
And he's doing some cold pressed ginger juice for us, so they have much more consistent. Really cool the way he does it. He's actually able to use. He does a hyperbaric sterilization, where
Yep.
he submerges in water, high pressure, kills everything in there. Because it is a sterile product, we're able to use it on the back end now. So before we were doing it in the whirlpool and the kettle to get the ginger characteristic, which again, because the difference is how we're cutting it up and not having and using heat, we're kind of like it almost muddled out the ginger note. Now using this cold pressed juice, we're able to use it on the back end and during fermentation, and it's just like a much brighter, consistent, beautiful ginger characteristic to the beer. So it's it's doing really well for us after this. I mean, that's another one we kind of let peter off in the winter, kind of get through some stock, and then came back out with new recipe Ginger Ninja. And basically, we just changed the Pack Tech top. Then instead of having the light gray, it's now a bright red with a sticker on it that says new recipe with now with hibiscus on it. So it's so Ginger Ninja is awesome. I mean, it's I'd pour that as well if you want to try the new recipe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Confirmed. I'll be right back.
Thank you. So, you've been a man of few words today.
Usually what happens in these type of shows.
Why? Just say what I say. Whatever. You just. I mean, I'd say Riddler and Mock are much more astute than I am.
Mock just talks.
My anus hurts on these benches.
Stand up.
That's a good point.
We're holding mics today,
Holding mics, yeah.
I wish they were wireless.
We could get wireless stuff.
Just start roaming around.
Get,
Headsets?
Headsets. Actually, because I brought a bunch of headphones. I
Actually,
have
Mock headset from
a.
work one day.
You didn't give it to me.
I left
You
it.
left it in the car.
Yeah, but Mock was able to hear from pretty far distance.
So we need you to speak in that microphone.
Shut up.
You're holding the microphone and you still can't talk into it.
Get away from you like this. You got to right into it. Make out with it.
Bother you?
It bothers me very much. Pretend.
Oh, now.
That's
Is
great.
Is this better?
That is much better.
Hey, does this work okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like a homemade mic stand.
It's too low.
So poor Mike Leak, huh?
I guess so.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, about
I
this,
didn't-
though,
I
leaning
didn't-
on the
guy had
chairs
a
aspect.
perfect game for 8 innings last night.
No.
I can't believe how far into the season we are without a perfect game yet. Has there been a solo no-hitter?
Not mine.
No.
Yeah.
He
Is it
came
mine?
close to a perfect game last night.
Because I know there's been like a couple of combined no-hitters.
Just one.
I thought there was two.
No, that one got blown in the ninth.
Ugh.
Are you sure? I thought there was one earlier in the year, though. Either way,
No,
I'm
so
surprised there hasn't
the
been
one
one
you're talking
yet.
about was the combined perfect game. No, there was someone. Who
I
was
tell
it?
you what, if a coach ever did that to a player, screw him.
What?
What?
The guy's throwing a perfect game and you
No,
take
no,
him
no.
out.
It was a combined perfect game.
He got taken out of 2 innings. The starter.
That's horrible.
Don't know why, but he did. And the other guy just threw 7 sick innings.
It's pretty cool. You just brought out like a muffin
Shut up.
tin.
Shut
Well,
up.
not a muffin
Can you hear me
tin,
now? Shut
You
up.
know,
I
Shut up.
we had that happen. Do you remember that fall ball game when we were young? Guy on our team, Craig, was one pitch shy of a complete game, no hitter. Vito came in, threw one pitch, got the last out.
I was not on that team.
Oh, you
What was the point?
I was on the bad Navy.
He ran
team.
out because in Little League you have a pitch
Oh,
count.
yeah,
and he
yeah.
ran out of pitches.
That's bullshit.
And he did. Vito came in and threw one pitch, last out of the game.
Craig deserves that no hitter.
I made an error on purpose.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's a rat bastard. That's
Well, no. It was going to be an infield hit. So I was playing short, came up, threw it over the first baseman's head, kept the no-hitter intact.
So if he was going to be safe, that's probably an infield single
It was ruled an error
by your coaches.
by somebody. I don't know.
Exactly.
Hey, that's a team player right
No,
there.
no. That's an infield single. That was
Nope.
not a no hitter.
No-hitter.
No,
So why are you so passionate
I
about
threw
this?
a no hitter.
Oh no, there's a surplus of muffin trays coming now.
The second muffin tray. So we were talking about IPAs.
Hold on, who's this guy? Let's get him in. Come on, say hi.
I'm Josh.
Hello, Josh. What's your role here at Black Hog?
I pour beer.
That's a good job to have.
It's excellent.
That's quite the title.
A good cameo too. That's gonna. This episode is now next level.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, thank you.
We were talking about the Ginger Ninja and the new recipe, and so I had Josh pour us also just 6 of our regular BHB IPA, so we can have a little IPA side by side. This, I know, Citra fan over here. This has got the Citra Mosaic and Mosaic lupulin powder in there, and then the Ginger Ninja with the fresh ginger and hibiscus.
I feel really odd standing now.
You look good, though. You look real good.
My butt hurts. There's metal seats. I can't do it. That's not true. I can't. I'm just lazy.
Well, the nice part, when you come down to Black Hog, there's a lot to do here. There's tons of games. We were commenting on Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
And
correction.
Galactica?
Galago.
Galago.
That's a circa 81 right there. You know, it's a combo deal. These both came out in 81.
It's a beautiful machine.
It has quarters on the front, but it's just a sticker. It's a free play. Just come and play. We've actually had people come up and ask for change for quarters. Like, no, just go play. You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
I don't mind.
Here's some change, but we won't have to use that.
Yeah, so you won't
You
be
ever had
sitting
someone
long.
drunk, trying to really hard put a quarter in there?
Keep dropping it on the floor.
What the hell? I just want to play Miss Pac-Man.
Start
No, we don't
shaking.
overserve here at Black Hog Brewing Company.
No, never.
Which one are you going first?
I'm going with the Ginger Ninja first.
So I already started.
Another great name.
I was gonna go flip-flopping, but I guess that's not a good
You guys
technique.
catch any flack back from the redheaded community?
No, they're pretty docile people. We did all right.
Hey!
That's usually me.
You just,
Usually.
you bring out a tanning booth and they'd run away. So
They say eek.
Eek.
You wouldn't know. Kendall used to be pretty redheaded.
Yeah, more of my grays coming in now.
I hear you on that, man.
The Lincoln Reed.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, but how old are you?
What year is it?
19?
2019. 37.
Yeah, he's gonna have he's 25 and he's gonna be fully gray by the
2
time
years.
he's 27.
2 years.
Was that, is that like Silver Fox, right? Or is
Yeah,
that
big
women?
time.
Silver Fox is dude.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know how
so.
it works.
Yeah.
Kind of like that Anderson Cooper thing going on.
Well, just the Lincoln Reed thing, your father.
Right.
Only 180 though, not the full 360.
Yeah, no, half
Thank
of that.
God.
Yeah. Or like
Can't even do a 180.
yeah, like
Funny if
150
half
more
your
like it.
head ended up being gray and the other half stayed red.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd be like a movie supervillain.
Two-Face.
He said, "Wow."
You would do it like opposite though. Like
be
you'd
so
have like
good.
just the ends be gray and like the top is red.
That would look real weird.
Yeah, it'd be like one of those like half shaven heads.
It's like, is that guy really dirty? And yes, he is.
I love the Ginger Ninja.
Oh, it's so good.
It is.
So what do you think? I mean, you're talking about how the old recipe sold like crazy. What do you like? New recipe? Different? New?
I
Better?
definitely get. So I understood what you were saying, and I definitely can agree with that because I have bought a lot of the Ginger Ninja, and I did get so I had some cans where it was like a little more gingery and more mild. Granted, I've only had one of these, but like the ginger just tastes like more consistent and fluid throughout the whole process, from nose to throat. I just love it because it's like it's refreshing, and it's light. And it just has the subtle, like, perfect amount of ginger to it. It's not like that overpowering ginger taste that, like, a lot of places try to go with. Like, because they taste like the ginger beers and the ginger style liqueurs and all that stuff. And this doesn't do that. And it's not overpowering. Like, it's something you can. Because for me, like, if you buy a 6-pack of something, the flavor can't be so overpowering that you can only drink 1 or 2 of them. And that's not what this is. Like, I can drink the 6-pack.
Did you read my bio? Because you nailed it. That's like perfect.
I try.
We got a cheat sheet.
On his way here, he was just studying.
Flipping through Wikipedia pages.
Wikipedia pages. Lord of liquids.
Oh, there's a
Lord
guy.
of
There's a
liquids.
guy with the cards behind me. I didn't see him. With all the right way. Yeah,
Josh had like teleprompter cards up. He was just like
flipping
"Say
through them real
this."
quick.
And we'll be right back.
Don't forget to get your pet spayed or neutered.
Did
you
he
wanna
make
try?
money off of that? Was that like a thing, or did Bob Barker just start saying that?
It was just his
He just
thing.
hated animals and wanted them all gone.
Yeah, I can see that.
Real big animal
Castrate
hater.
them all.
The Hitler of PETA. Yeah. You shared the Jimmy seafood thing with. Did you just see that for the first time?
I saw it just the other day.
Oh,
yeah.
that's been out for a long time. When I
Really?
saw that. Yeah,
That was
I thought
pretty
you meant
funny.
the. Have you ever seen the Jimmy's seafood thing they did with PETA? The Twitter war with them.
No.
So good. long story short, that PETA just put up an ad saying like, "Don't eat crabs.
Don't
we have
cook
feelings
crabs.
or whatever." And then Jimmy Seafood just went like just completely ham on him. Like, yeah, you guys kill kittens all the time, and then like people were like chiming in, and they're just like, yeah, well, you're ugly as shit. This is Jimmy. And then like Zach LaVine, basketball player, was in. It was like. He was just like, how about you give us the money that you overpaid Zach LaVine? He goes, I don't really like seafood or defense. Kyle's like, all right, I can talk about sports. Kyle, what do you think of the Ginger Ninja? It's a different style. It's not something you've ever really had before.
It's the second ginger beer I've ever had. The first one was really bad.
Well, hold on.
Was it an actual ginger beer?
Yeah, they bought it from me in Kendall's basement.
Yes.
What was that? Krabbies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think it
but
was.
this is different, though. This isn't like a...
No,
This is like a ginger-flavored beer
I get
versus
scared every time you guys say ginger.
Yeah. Versus like a mixing item.
Right. Right, because that's something, right, Tyler, you don't... Like, this isn't... It's not a ginger beer.
No.
It's a
I
ginger-
mean, like I said, like you nailed it. Whereas like the ginger beers are too aggressive. They get like that post nasal like burning ginger characteristic,
Right.
which like I didn't want. I wanted to have like pretty much across the board all of my beers. They're food beers. Where they if you like this goes really amazingly with like sushi, obviously because of the ginger, but like in fish dishes. But you can drink this with a like barbecue and some of like some of the malt characters that comes out,
It's
or
really
you can have
good
like
with ramen.
a spicy Thai dish if you got on a spicy ramen there
Miso-
going on.
miso.
Oh yeah, they'll meet that umami in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean that's just like so like then but at the same time like I want the beer to like be able to be drank by itself as a beer, and that's
Right.
what I try to do across the board with all of my beers. It's a so yeah, I mean I forgot where I was going with this. I got so distracted by miso. I was like, oh man, I was like, I need some ramen now. But yeah, so just like having that well balanced kind of IPA, and then not having that burning ginger note in there is something where it's kind of funny where like I don't know Untapped, everyone's on Untapped checking in stuff, whatever. As a brewer, I personally like I'll check beers in and check in where I'm drinking them. I'll never rate a beer because it's it's just Untapped is not the place to do that for fellow brewers. But the reviews on Ginger Ninja are awesome because they're either like what you said, oh, well balanced, whatever, or 1 star, I hate IPA, I hate ginger.
Thanks for ordering.
I was like, well, that's literally what the can says on it. But all right, good for you. Thanks for the rating. That's all.
It's like being a vegetarian and going to a smokehouse.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
so-
this place was terrible. They didn't have one vegan option.
all they had was brisket.
1
They
star.
don't have tofu ribs here. It's like Kyle's
Oh,
favorite thing.
God.
Tofu should never get
Just his face lit up. He's like, "What'd you say?"
No, if you want some like hit the stack up. I mean, Bears Barbecue's crushing.
I've heard that place is great.
It's the same Bears that's up in Windsor, right?
Yeah, same company, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically it's a down in New Haven though they built like this smoker room that's off the back of the bar. There's windows in the smoker room.
Yeah.
They have 5 industrial like huge ass smokers and
Is it still like the lunch line style serving though?
New Haven because it's in New Haven, Southern Connecticut. There is both options where they do have the lunch line walkthrough as you first come in that you can sit in the main dining area, or you can go through into the bar area and sit in the bar area or at the bar and have full service there.
Okay.
There are big cantilever doors that open out onto the patio, and there's some tables out there you can get full service that are attached to the bar area, and then the rest of the patio, the rest of the beer garden has a container we turned into an 8-tap service. So there's 8 beers out there ready to rock at all times. You can go through the line, sit out there. Around the outside of the beer garden, there's a bunch of the forever chairs like made from the Trex material, the plastic wood stuff, but they're all surrounding like gas fire pits. Mm-hmm. And then there's a fence that encloses a grass area that goes down to a stage. So there's live music as well. So it's like it has for like to be in New Haven and have that much space, 300 free parking spots. Like it's insane.
Wow.
It's like craziness.
I know my fiance and I were buying a house in Meriden, and our neighbor, his son, like bought and designed that building. He was telling us about it, and it sounds awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, basically it's right behind what is the district, which is it's the old bus depot, and the actual build out of that delayed the build out of the restaurant in the back of it because being the old bus depot back in the 50s, they would just dump the oil on the ground, and it's right next to the river, which is awesome. So like they had to remediate literally all the soil of that whole property.
Yeah.
The 60s were great.
Yeah. So then,
Just dump it here.
they had remediated all the soil, pulled that all out, brought it back in. But the old, what's the old Bus Depot is now the district, which is a communal working space, and there's rentable. You can rent like office spaces within it, and so it's a built-in lunch crowd for the stack, which is awesome.
That sounds cool.
Have you ever been to Bears, Kendall?
I have not.
No, Mark.
I have not.
But sounds right up my
I know one
alley.
in New Haven, but working in Southern Connecticut, I know a good lunch spot now. But I've been to the one in Windsor, and like the lunch line style thing is so cool. I love that aspect. Now, if you do the lunch line style, can you still get beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Once you get there, you can order, and they'll just bring it to you.
Because the lunch line style is just like it's exactly what it sounds like. You go through and you're just like,
Got your
I
tray.
want that, and I want that, and I want this, I want that, and I want this, and I want that, and then you're like $600. All right.
Nah, they combo it at
Take
the
my
end.
money.
The guys
Yeah.
figured out how to. They're like,
Yeah,
well,
they
that's a
figure out how to
combo
give
of
you the
this
cheapest
and
price.
that.
Yeah,
There you
'cause
go.
there's like a menu, like on the top, type of thing where it's like, oh, you can get like the brisket and burnt tips with 2 sides or whatever. But like, I can never do that because I'm just like, I want that and this and that and this and this and that.
No, the
and
best, like what I do is I'll just order like by the pound. I'll be like, I'll take a pound of brisket, half a pound of pulled pork, half a pound of the sausages, and the Texas sausages are really good. And then my wife, literally every time I go down there to the brew, she texts me. She's like, "Can you bring back some of the broccoli salad? Because their broccoli salad is like, let's look at the mayonnaise and white vinegar like sauce that your mom used to make for like the
Kendall's mom makes it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fantastic.
So it has like that with some like shredded carrots, cheddar cheese, bacon, like all like onion, like oh god, it's so. But I'll bring home like two quarts of that for my wife because she just crushes it.
It's delicious. I love that salad.
And that is actually vegetarian. Mine is the bacon. Forgot about the bacon.
So close.
Oh, so close. I was waiting. It's bacon in it. Never mind. Bacon doesn't count.
No.
Bacon transcends meat.
It doesn't mean it's fine. It's not real
Yeah,
meat.
that's like more like that's like a holy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like right up there with beer.
right. Bacon, beer,
Barbecue.
barbecue.
In that order.
In that order, yeah.
Kendall, did you try the BHB IPA?
I did, and it is gone.
Drank it
I-
already.
Oh, that's not what I thought you said for a second. I was like, wow.
I know.
I thought he was going to say it's garbage. I was like, oh my God, Kendall.
This beer
sitting right
is
here.
awful. No, I drank it very quickly because I enjoyed it very much. It's interesting. It has a flavor that I can't decipher. I don't know what it is. But it's
Souls, help him out. What do you think it
it's
is?
Tasty.
It's
beer. Because I'm an idiot. That's not very nice.
Well, Souls, what'd you think? You're the connoisseur of citrus beers on the show.
Doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about.
No, but what do you taste?
I don't know. Let's find out.
He goes, I don't know. Let me find out. Calculating.
Such a
Calculating.
great
Tell you what,
ambassador for our show.
this heat is not doing good for the sumac.
Listen, I do the sports aspect of this, not the beer.
What are you tasting, Kyle?
It's different. I can't.
Different's good.
Different is good. I'm
Different's
not
not
saying
bad.
it's bad. I liked it a lot. I wish it was
That guy's
gone.
thirsty. Took your line from earlier.
No, thank you.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, yours was like into the microphone. I tried to like.
I have to. It's like a thing I do.
Oh,
Like
well,
when we
I've-
have like our normal intro, like with the little music and stuff. There's a couple like A+ belches in there.
Yeah.
It's like my thing.
We
Oh, no, I'm
encourage-
going to try to beat him. This is great. All right.
We encourage burping.
Oh yeah, burping, swearing, farting, all of it.
Honeydew, Kendall.
Honeydew? Well, I mean,
No,
I don't.
that's good. That's real good.
You're wrong, but that's good.
No. That's basically the dry hop in this one is the we use the Mosaic lupulin powder, which is like cryo.
Second guess.
So it's a
second guess.
basically like hops. They grow on a vine 20, 30 feet in the air. You get this big papery pine cone. The base of those, each one of the leaves is the brachioles. There's this gland called the lupulin gland that has all the oils and all the stuff that like makes hops taste awesome. So they developed this new technique called cryo pellets, where they take these pellets, they like pulverize them and then they cryo freeze them, and then all the lupulin will fall out of it, and then they'll pelletize that. So it's basically you're able to use. There's like way less like green matter, and it's just more concentrated of the flavor components of it, which actually gets off different characteristics. And like some people have said melon, some people have said blueberry, but like all that from the cryo mosaic, you get that definitely that like melony, fruity, almost blueberry-esque kind
Nobody
of.
ever said honeydew, huh?
Honeydew's a melon, bro. I'm trying to give you some credit. Honeydew melon.
It is a melon,
Bumblebee's
Kyle.
That's not what I'm saying. It's about
It's in the
credit
squash family.
It's in the same squash, yeah. It's a legume.
I actually get papaya.
card. But we should actually like
No bullshit.
think of a
I-
honeydew beer.
Mark's like, fuck you. You don't know what papaya tastes like.
I don't.
I do. Papaya's delicious.
Yeah,
A honeydew cantaloupe type beer.
I bet you that exists somewhere.
What?
probably in Florida.
Honeylope?
No, he's talking like a cantaloupe honeydew beer.
Yeah.
I'm sure that exists.
Kyle drinks it all the time. It's called Mountain Dew. It's a can of Dew.
Just let it ferment.
Mountain Dew.
Game fuel.
Yeah, you mix honeydew and cantaloupe, and you get a can of Dew.
I dig it. Works for me.
Maxine, what'd you think of the IPA?
I like it a lot. I'm a big.
Did you even drink it?
Yeah, I took a sip. I was waiting
Give
for
us
the
a healthy swig.
He dunked
Well,
his
listen.
tongue in it.
Well, no.
Like a cat.
I've been trying to give time between just to kind of let the palate reset somewhat. But
Well, Rebecca didn't touch hers, so slam yours to refresh the palate, and then drink Rebecca's.
that's true.
You got a
Rebecca,
corroded
drink yours.
tongue.
She doesn't
But,
have a mic, but she can talk into Kendall's.
I do.
They are
I'm,
engaged,
I'm
so.
a big IPA drinker.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
It's all
But
it takes.
Basically every show.
yeah,
I've actually
Pretty
kind
much.
of fallen into that. I'm trying to branch out, but it's like every week, oh, IPA, sure.
I do everything in my power to not have an IPA.
well,
Literally anything I can.
It's really funny. I mean, IPA has become. I mean, like, what is IPA? Like, the whole New England style IPA has really like changed what IPA is to start with. But like, there's just that's a whole. I could talk about that for hours, but let's not talk about that right now. But the acronym IPA is like, it's so funny because I've been to beer festivals where like there'll be people will be like, I'll take the IPA, and like talk like, I don't even know what an IPA is. I just want to like, it's fun to say, it's just like, well, what are you talking about? Like, it's just, so it's like the word IPA now has transcend like the beer geeks, and now everybody and their mother knows what like the acronym IPA, and it's kind of fun to see like where the IPA is going, because it's a I mean the BHB IPA is kind of that culmination of me thinking about that, and it's just kind of it's definitely like, it's not, IPA used, back 5, 6, 7 years ago, it was like, how many IBUs and how bitter can you make it, which is like nothing what we do now with an IPA, because it's like you want to have all those late hop additions, really hop forward flavors, really hop forward aromas.
Well, I feel like, too, like in the craft beer world, like the beer snobs, the beer geeks, the people who are like, the untapped people, all the, like, IPA has kind of like replaced the word beer.
100%.
And it's like, it's such a shame because there's so many really good stouts and pilsners and like craft lagers and stuff like that out there. I mean, what's the brewery there that like pretty much only exclusively makes lagers? The craft brewery, Jack's Abbey.
Yeah, Jack's Abbey.
Yeah,
Yep.
like they, and I personally don't like them, but it's still like, it's a whole company that goes off of making craft lagers.
I mean, they invented a whole new company called Springdale within them, so they have a whole ale division as well now. But yeah, the Jack's Abbey, the lagers are. I mean, their lagers are good.
I wasn't a fan. Just my thing.
drink a lot of
assholes, right?
Boilermakers with those.
Fuck.
There you go.
Drink a lot of Boilermakers with Jack's Abbey beers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And Jack Fire.
Talk about
That was just
Boilermaker.
Jack
How about
Daniels.
taking a swag over ice with a half a shot of gin? That is like a summer drink, right? I just had a couple of those the other day. They were real good.
What are we talking? What are we saying? Hold on.
So like
Swag?
your own little beer cocktail. So swag is our summer seasonal. It's got American wheat. It's got grapefruit peel and a little bit of fresh sage.
Mhm.
But that over ice, and then a little bit of like a half a shot of gin or a full shot of gin if you want to get crazy. I use Hendrix because I like the cucumber
Let me
note.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is that something that we could do
shots
right
of
now?
No, but I do have some Continuum distillate in house right now.
So I have gin in the car.
You got gin in the car. I got some distillate that was made from beer. A new company, Continuum, that's about to open right now too.
Where?
They're in Waterbury, so they're gonna be opening like in the same plaza as Brassworks, like literally next door.
Oh.
Stones throw away.
I mean, they're like the same address and everything. So I mean, it's actually Brandon Collins. He was he interned here for a while and then broke off when he's starting his own distillery, and he's got basically we're partnering with him, and he's doing like he has like a coffee milk stout like distillate. He's got a granola brown distillate. He's kind of like basically his big thing is maintain the continuum, taking like all of our waste beer like post transfer. There's always beer left over, like post packaging. There's beer left over. He's taking all that, combining it, and then distilling it off. And the IPA, like it's amazing that IPA thread comes off, like all the hot botanicals come through, and it tastes almost like a gin. I wish I had some to make this drink because it would be, I think, really good with it. But then the granola brown,
intriguing.
like the granola brown thread is like it's like this beautiful like multi backbone whiskey. He does like a mixture of birch and oak aging on it as well. It's just try to do everything because it's just like having Black Hog beer turn into like beer that literally would have gone down the drain,
Yeah.
turned into something else is awesome.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Oh yeah,
I got that tattooed on my stomach.
like all like thug lifed up.
Right,
around the-
exactly.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
his
yeah.
says Mexico.
But, well, Mexico, but I'm tattooing over it, and I'm going to get the triangles around my belly button. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Nice.
I would contribute to a GoFundMe for that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that would cost. I'd imagine a couple hundred, right?
Probably get it for like $50.
Well, if you do it by pen,
Well,
and you do it.
You can find somebody that'll do it for $50.
Nah, that's true.
It's gonna hurt, and it probably won't be sterile. But
They just like blow on the. All right, good to go.
just pulls a needle out of he just goes through his kitchen and forks. Here we go.
Perfect.
Rebecca, what'd you think of the Black Hog IPA?
This one
Yes.
is very good.
What'd you get? What notes? What'd you taste? Beer. Okay. You and Kyle engaged? 'Cause- Kyle's like, how dare you? He just looked at me.
So what else is coming up down the line for Black Hog? I know you mentioned a few to us before we started. What else is coming soon?
I mean, the probably Juice Cup will be the next one to come out as our next big release. That'll be distro wide everywhere. That's going to be a big one for us because we're heading up to Maine for a big release party for that. We got events. It's the August 5th, 6th, one of those. It's kind of that first full week of August. We'll be there Wednesday through Sunday. Events every night. Saturday we'll be at Navarrez, which will be awesome. But yeah, hanging out with the Liquid Riot guys and promoting that one. So that's going to be the next big one coming out. And then that's the beginning of August. And then the next big thing we're planning is our 5-year anniversary here at the brewery, kind of like in Oxford, blocking off the whole parking lot again. If you got a good Ferris wheel guy, I need a Ferris wheel. We want to go big. We're thinking about like one of those blow up like obstacle courses. Then we're like, wait, people are going to be drunk. It's probably a bad idea.
They have that one in Hartford right now that's like 360 feet long.
That's Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. They have like the one where it's like I think it's like 60 feet long, but it curls back 3 times, so it works out to being like almost 300 feet long of obstacles.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty massive.
I know my father-in-law just bought a Little Mermaid bounce house,
Bring it.
so we could probably get that
Set
down
that
here.
up.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good call.
Aunt-in-law will kick your fucking ass if anything happens to that before Amelia's birthday.
Can bring it down, do a few jumps.
Test the old testing. Yeah,
I have a bounce house that has a 50-pound weight limit.
that's gonna be super helpful for beer. For beer release.
But it's got a basketball hoop in it.
Oh yeah. I mean, my kids will have a grand old time in it. For sure.
You know what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to right in the middle of the parking lot. You're gonna want to cement in a couple horseshoe pits.
Oh no, we're
Pins sticking out of the ground.
we're definitely gonna have some cornhole going. I know we'll have a bunch of different food trucks here. The guys from Jesse's Barbershop down here in Oxford, we sponsor them. They'll be coming up doing free haircuts like they did last year, which is
That's
awesome.
cool.
He actually got this like epic trailer that he found online where it was like set up with like barber chairs already in it, and he just
Oh, shit.
he pimped it out, and so it's he'll be here with that trailer hanging out and cutting hair.
What was this again?
Jesse's Barbershop. So if you leave the brewery and head south on 67, they're right on the left hand side there before the quarry walk. They're amazing barbershop. I mean, they're
I'm not sure if I missed it, but when is the 5-year? Do you have a date set for it?
I do. Let me double check to make sure I don't incorrectly say the wrong date.
One shows up a day early.
Wednesday, the 12th
At
of
11
November.
a.m. Could you imagine? I mean, I would call out of work for it, but it'd be a rough Wednesday.
It'll be August 25th. It's a Sunday, the last Sunday in August. We got the cheese truck here. We got Drunk Alpaca here.
The
we got
cheese truck?
Yeah, so the basically KCS cheese trucks will be doing gourmet grilled cheeses.
Grilled cheese guys.
Drunk Alpaca do all their fancy beer snacks. They'll have a booth set up. Hardcore
Rebecca.
Sweets will be here.
Rebecca's a big alpaca fan.
Yeah, Hardcore Sweets here with their sexy cupcakes, and then West Side Jerky, which is
Nice.
kid actually we were his first account, which is awesome. He's a high school kid that was starting to make jerky. His dad hooked him up and got a business going for him. Now he's going out to Colorado for business school.
Dude, I met that guy.
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I worked at Beer Fest at Quasi,
yeah,
and he was there,
Yeah.
just selling jerky.
yeah. He's crushing the jerky. He's
I
getting
have some of
jerkies.
the jerky.
Awesome.
Did you
It's-
get that?
he-
Jimmy
yeah,
G?
yeah.
He jokes because he's like, I work for my 19-year-old son.
Well,
yeah.
the thing is, because I went up to him, I didn't know who he was at first, but I was like starving because I'd worked at this beer fest for like 4 hours, and so it started at noon and went from noon to 4. I got a text message at 10:30 in the morning saying, "Hey, I need you to do this," and I was like, "Okay,
I guess I'll be there.
yeah," which it turned out to be great. But I got a lot of free beer from it, a lot of good beer. But I was really hungry, so I was like, "Hey, I have this really limited edition beer from Omnigang."
You're 19.
No, I didn't know he was 19. So I was like, I'll trade you beer for jerky. And he was like, I'd love to do that, but like we're kind of at a public thing right now, and I'm 19. And I was like, who's that guy? He goes, that's my dad. I was like, hey, Dad, I'll trade you beer for jerky. And he was like, all right. And so he gave me a pound of jerky for 6 bombers,
Yeah, they're good
which was
jerky.
great because the bombers cost me nothing. So I didn't really trade currency for currency. I traded free for food.
Yeah. No, he usually like his dad will be walking around with like a little sampler handing out.
Yeah,
little
they were
samples
giving
of
out
jerky
samples.
people,
They did it real well at that beer fest.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was a beer fest event, I should say.
Yeah.
Like a local thing down at
Yeah.
Quasi in Middlebury. Pause for pints or something like that. Or pies for pints. Some local pizza place, I don't know.
Something to that
I like
effect.
pies for pints.
And,
It is pies for pints.
I like
Pies
that.
for time. Do you have any, so outside of the 5-year thing, do you have any events coming up here at Black Hog besides the 5-year thing? Like, do you have like any tournaments or...
Let me check the walls here. Oh yeah, dog adoption's coming up.
oh boy.
Oh, we're doing a thing with the Closer to Free Ride. The Smilo Cancer Research. They do part of. They just did one at Barcade this weekend, and then our tasting room manager Marissa is part of that team. So she's going to be guest bartending at New England, and then Tom M and her will be guest bartending here, and like all the tips will go. Towards that cancer research.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is awesome. And then the Dog's Day of Summer adoption. Can't read the date off the wall off the top of my head, but I'd have to hunt through my calendar. But check our website; it's all on there. Facebook, really. Instagram. Facebook's kind of dead. It's just like
Website,
I was
Facebook
having,
went from being for everybody to like old people to stay
yeah,
intact with
for
each
sure,
other.
for sure.
the
No,
27th, you said?
we're gonna be at the Bottom Feeder Fest at Kingsman as well. They're doing a lager fest, which is awesome to start getting a lager fest going.
Well, that's cool.
So we're gonna have our hog lager there, and then it being August 10th, I'm hoping that our 5-year anniversary lager will be ready in time for it, but we'll see if it makes it or not. But yeah, they're doing it. It's for research. It's money for the sound, to kind of raise money to clean up the sound and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. So yeah, I mean, we're just like, and that's just what I can remember. We're at events all over the place. Distribution wise, we're all over. Like we're in Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Jersey, Philadelphia, DC, Maryland.
Philadelphia's a good
Philly's
city.
awesome.
Suck it, Monk.
Out to Trash City for trash people.
Prove it.
It's a great beer.
I'm not correct.
It's a great beer city, though, for
It
sure.
is. It
Yeah,
is.
so. Oh, flying the bird.
Who was it that Jim Gaffigan did a show at Philadelphia opening up for the Pope, and he talked about them, like Philadelphia Eagles fans throwing snowballs at Santa Claus, and they booed him off the stage in front of the Pope.
Good for them.
Sounds about right.
Philly's a tough town.
You gotta get on their good side. If you don't, your life is gonna be pretty bad for the next few years.
God, do you know what that thing in your hand is?
Yeah, it's called the whoop your ass. And yours.
Kyle, I never.
Doing this, all right?
So, I think this is an important question. What's the actual address of the brewery? Because when you GPS it,
Oh,
it says
see.
we put you on the road closest
Yeah.
to it,
So-
and it's like a service dead end road because
Yep.
you guys are so far back off the
You
road.
used Google. Screw Google. You got to use Waze. Waze
Okay.
is how you get here. It's all ready to go. But it's 115 Hurley Road in Oxford, Connecticut, building 9A.
All the way in the back.
All the way in the
Yeah,
back.
it's in the back.
Good. Yeah, but it's a which is nice because we are on the back. There's some views of some nice woods and hanging out, and it gives us the ability to just take over parking lots for cool events and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
not a lot of people bother us back here, which is great.
And those who do just want beer.
And then they're not bothering us at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Right, Baron?
Well,
I don't know, you look like you had something to say.
oh no. I'm just saying I'm enjoying the beer that Rebecca didn't drink. So, win
That's why
for
he
me.
brings rid of these things.
That's right. It's all a ploy to get 2 beers.
And a free ride.
That's
I'd
right.
pour you a second beer if you wanted one. Don't worry about it.
Well,
Well,
Work is going to be dicey.
Souls, what do you think of Black Hog? You weren't here last year. You didn't make it to the championship round. You were bounced early.
Got knocked down the first round. But
Was it just the
very
3
good.
of us? No, Jeff was here last year, right?
nope. This
No,
was
I
gonna
don't
whoop
think
your
so. I
ass.
think last time it was just the 3 of us.
No, it's just the 4 of us.
Jeff, I don't think exists anymore.
Oh, he exists, just not to us.
that's not very nice. He's part of the show.
Prove it.
All right,
Yeah,
checkmate. Checkmate.
Nah, everything was good except the coffee one.
No.
Soul's
Kyle, this is where
brutally
you, this
honest.
is where you
You
gotta
can't
change
blame him.
your beer reviews.
What? I gave my honest opinion. That's changing it up.
But no.
I could say Milwaukee Best is great, but it's not.
It's the best.
Milwaukee. What did I used to say?
The best
that
Milwaukee
Milwaukee
has
used
to
to
offer.
offer.
No, the best Milwaukee has to offer.
Ah,
which is still true because they have the Packers. No, they don't. It's in Green Bay.
I know. That was just funny.
but
No,
anyway,
But Kyle, like what we're trying to do for you is we're trying to expose you to different beers, so that not that you can like try all these different beers, but gains you a quality for beer. I can taste a beer. Like I'm not really a big red ale person, but I can taste one. I can know if it's good or not.
all right.
I can say like this is a good quality beer. It's not my cup of tea. It's a good quality beer.
All right. Well,
Coffee's not your cup of tea, but was it a good quality beer?
for me, no. I'm being honest.
Paul just lobbing it up there.
I know.
No offense. I just
It wasn't your style of
can't
beer.
drink it.
Yeah.
But the Mermaid Eyes, though, where it's at.
Mermaid eyes?
Yeah, it's better than Mermaid.
The bleeding of mermaid eyes. Oh, I mean tears. I mean tears.
Well,
Where
there
are
you go. He just created a spinoff for you where you make a red ale, call it Mermaid Eyes.
Yes.
It's the blood tears.
The
Really-
Mermaid Tears was awesome.
we? Thank you.
to say really watering down the mermaid.
Rebecca, what did you think of the beers?
They were excellent.
Which one was your favorite?
The coffee one?
What was it called?
Mermaid eyes.
No. Your one. I was right.
I like how even when you put the mic in her face, she's still like, I'm going to talk away from it.
No.
Okay, very good.
Baron?
She was right. It was grande.
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 I can't roll the R's. I always end up rolling the G.
Grande.
Grande.
Rolling
G.
the G.
That's impossible.
Grande.
Like Grande a lot.
The G Ronde?
The G Rand. I liked the IPA a lot because I had never tasted like it's the cryo. Whatever Tyler said is an amazing concept.
The
to me.
official word.
That's why you're not the Lord of Liquids.
Right. I'm kind of like
The Lord of Flies.
Yeah, I am the Lord
jester.
of Yeah, I'm the clown.
Jester of liquids.
But actually, I always there's something has to be pretty bad, for me not to like it. I have a very wide
That's not
variety
true.
of things I
it has
like.
to be bad for you not to drink it.
Correct.
You drink stuff you don't like all the time.
Yeah.
Hams.
I rescind my previous statement. if it would please the court, I'll drink about
Kendall's
anything.
resume is
but-
out there if you're ever looking for a beer taster.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at drinking it. Like I consider myself the best at
He's
it.
just not good at holding it.
Right. As far as being able to behave myself.
If you can
that's
give him
different story.
like a colostomy bag, he's good to go.
Right.
No, that's fine.
Just a garbage bag in general would be great.
Are you trying to cut weight for your wrestling?
Well, yes and no. Is the best way to answer that question.
Say.
Machine.
I tell you, I can't believe my favorite one today was the mermaid tears.
Mermaid eyes.
Mermaid Eyes.
It's a vanilla bean coffee stout.
With a little hints of ginger.
And it's funny because, like I said, I'm not a big sour fan, but that beer was very good. I liked that a lot.
Would you buy a pallet of it?
A pallet?
Tyler, how many beers come on a pallet?
100 cases.
I'd buy that.
So 100 times 24, Kyle.
That's a lot of money, but if
24
I had
beers.
it, I'd buy it.
Do you know how long that pallet would sit at your house, Kyle?
Yeah, it's refrigerated.
That's not true. That's not true because Kyle's gotten to the point now like where we'll be like in his house playing like the show or something. He'll just be like, "You got any good booze in your car? Could really go for something to drink." He's turning into Kendall.
Just
I love
hold
it.
better.
Lord of Liquid. What was your favorite beer today?
Usually the one in my hand. That's my answer to that question.
All your cups are empty though.
I know, it's just a bummer. I can't say all of them because that's a cop out. Honestly, I think the Grande. I'm just because I'm excited about it because it's like it's a 5-year. We didn't do a first or second or a third or a 4th year anniversary beer, so we just
That's
it'll
the
be like
appropriate
Right, it's
time.
not
to
like
do-
Five's the first big milestone.
Yeah.
it's a 5-year.
I think one. One's a big
One,
one.
yes, but I mean five's a big one.
Well, 5's big too because if you can make it 5 years.
100 different
You're established.
In the
Penny
liquor,
stick.
spirit, wine, beer world, if you make it 5 years, you're considered an expert.
Really?
That's actually it's a real thing. That's actually written in the compliance laws stated by Connecticut.
Well, all right. I'm officially an expert. I'm an expert.
There you go.
Yes.
I think Lord is higher than expert, though.
The expert lord.
Well,
Expert
Lord's
Lord.
like more like self-proclaimed. But we agree with it.
Royalty
I'll
is
kill you
implied.
because I'm the Lord. It's fine.
He's like
Disagree with me? Dead.
he's boys with Mr. Farquaad.
Beheaded.
Mr. Farquaad.
Willer, what was your favorite today?
What do you think it was?
I think it was the Grande.
It wasn't.
Really?
It was the Ginger Ninja.
Oh. Nice.
Curve ball.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Grande. And actually, I liked all of them. But I really liked the Ginger Ninja. I haven't tasted it since you talked about like kind of come up with this new recipe for it. And the ginger was just like it was on point. It was the perfect amount of ginger flavoring to make the beer like give it the flavor of the namesake for the namesake, but not make it overpowering. And not that I ever had a ginger ninja that was like overpowering like a ginger beer would be, but like you said, there were some inconsistencies in time past, and I thought this was like fucking nail right in the head. Head in the nail. Head in the...
I like nail on the head.
Square peg, round hole.
Killed
Yay.
it. Killed
Yeah,
it.
there you go. This was like putting a triangle peg in a star hole.
Nailed it.
No,
Probably
it was so good. I love the color.
You have to turn it the right way.
I love the
right
color.
angle.
Yeah, it's definitely instead of like a dark red, it's more like this like dark pink, which is really cool.
Yeah.
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 Very unique hue. Souls, you got something to say? You perked the mic up.
No.
Would you
I'm
smell a
looking at the
fart or
Stouter
something?
Mania
Like-
thing over there.
So you
Oh,
don't talk into the mic the whole time, but you had nothing to say and you put it right up to your mouth.
Dude, it's pretty dope.
The Stouter Mania sign?
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
They have some good signs over there.
Oh, there it is. The dog days of summer. July 27th from 1 to 8. And then the Stoutomania is part of that craziness. Black Hog Brewing Company here. Luau Pari, August 4th.
Now, there's a current trend going on where a lot of people are implementing pigs as house pets. Any chance of an Adopt a Hog Day?
No, but that's a good idea.
They do it in a different sense of they just cook them.
Yeah.
Eat a Hog Day.
Or you could have like an actual hog here just roaming the floors. That'd be cool.
The Black Hog.
The Black Hog.
Just licking spilt beer off the
Yeah,
floor.
it needs a name though. I vote Randy.
Souls.
Anyone? Souls? Would you like to be the inspiration?
So you tell me I have to be the hog?
No,
you're
that's
not
not
the
what I said
hog.
at all.
The hog is going to be named Souls.
So I have to be the hog.
You come in covered
what's
in
your
big
answer?
mass Twilight Zone style. He's just like, I like beer. Spill the mermaid eyes.
I'll lap it up.
Well, there's a lot of promotions. Make sure to visit social media. Where can they find you?
So yeah, it's excuse me, reset. The Instagram is Black Hog Beer, and then on Facebook is blackhogbrewing.com is a website, and then Black Hog Brewing on so there's the Twitter. I think we post stuff on Twitter. I don't do a lot of that. I deal mostly on the Instagram. I like the Instagram. It's
You
fun.
do a lot of beer things.
Beer things.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
make beer, you
Drink beer.
drink beer,
beer, yeah.
you promote beer, but that's why you hire someone for the social media stuff. That's why we got Mock.
I wish we could hire someone. I just do most of it. We're starting Hey, if you got anyone out there getting out of college, looking for an internship to do some beer marketing and Instagramming and social media, let me know.
Mock's in college.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
Kind of puttering around in there.
Puttering around.
Boondoggling would be the word.
Yes, everyone goes to college for 7 years. They call them doctors.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dr. Mock.
7-year associates.
Mr. Mock.
Mr.
I think
Doctor.
at that point it's just the Mock.
Professor.
Yeah, I like Professor Mock.
Teacher Mock.
I'm very partial to
Well,
that.
like you said, there's the Dog Days of Summer, right?
Yep.
And then they have the cancer
Yeah,
one.
the
That's
always
a
stout
terrible way to
season
say it.
going on there. It's a whole bunch of spots, but our stop is August 4th here at the
The
brewery.
best way to do it is to stop into the brewery ASAP.
Yeah,
Got
come
a
down.
wall of promotions. They've got the 5-year anniversary coming up.
Sit in the hog hut.
Sit in the Hog Hut. We have a sponsored Hog Hut here. It's the
We have a sticker.
it's sponsored. It's the third one in.
The swag colored.
Yeah,
swag
the one you
hog
can't sit in right now. But you
Yeah.
can buy things in there. A lot of great swag.
A lot of great swag.
A lot of great swag. You can actually enjoy a nice ice cold swag while shopping for swag.
That is true.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at that. Shameless plug. Right
Double
there.
dipping.
Big time.
Double dipping. Yes, make sure to stop down, check out Black Hog. It's a great drive, very scenic. Like you said, very kind of secluded area for a lot of
Use Waze, not Google Maps.
yes or anything else. Yeah, just MapQuest.
Old standby.
The best thing you do is print out directions.
We should do that for Pittsburgh this year.
We did it the first time, and it got us pulled over.
We should do it again.
We could do it now, like with our eyes closed.
No, we can't.
I could do it.
No, you couldn't.
Guaranteed I could do
Get
it.
us there.
I'll do it.
All right.
We get lost once. You have to buy everybody beer for a year.
MapQuest it is.
All right, I'll do it.
You can use an atlas.
You're out of money, girl.
More beer from me.
That's all right.
Yeah,
We have
nice,
beer.
nice secluded area. Like I said, they do a lot of events down here. They have cornhole. They've got Connect Four. They've got giant Jenga, board games, card games, vintage Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man machine, and better than all of that, a lot of beer.
Yeah,
Lot
of
I'm
beer.
sorry. That's a great game.
Thanks, Kyle.
Get on that.
Game of
Working on a
choice.
Great present for Kyle. Speaking of board games, great present.
All right.
Great present. It's called Soulsopoly. We all have to play it. That's the rule, though. We'll bring it here. We'll come down.
Yeah.
We'll spend a day at Black Hog and we'll play a full game of Soulsopoly.
BYOBG. Bring your own board game.
Is there any rules against that?
No, you can bring your own food if you want to. That's cool. Come on by.
So, bring your own food. What are you going to bring?
hard-boiled eggs?
Just sitting here all day drinking like stouts and eating hard-boiled eggs.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my god!
The stomach ache that wouldn't
I'd have to throw my car away.
As long as they're lactose stouts, go get it from all angles.
There you go. Just really.
Lactose
Really pile it
stouts,
in there.
Hard-boiled eggs. Might as well, make deviled eggs, but with like baked beans on the top.
baked beans.
All right, that's enough rant.
Yeah.
Well, make sure, like I said, make sure to come down and visit Black Hog as soon as possible, as frequently as possible. They love guests. They love to give beer to people, sell beer to people, and they have a humongous amount of swag. A lot of awesome stuff. The new hats. Lord of Liquids is rocking one right now. They've got sunglasses. They've got koozies. They've got artwork. They've got
Dog stuff.
snacks. They've got stuff for dogs. They've got shirts. They've got all kinds of stuff. All fairly priced. It's very important. Some places gouge you.
Yeah.
Place doesn't. They want you to walk out of here repping Black Hog and coming back to Black Hog. I love it. Lord of Liquids, Tyler, thank you so much.
No, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you guys for coming in.
You actually
this
are
is awesome.
Tyler the Creator. You're a real Tyler the Creator. You create great beer.
I just need a number 3 on my hat, right?
Well, we have to bring him into
That could be a
PPRN.
beer one day. The number 3. And you
Yeah.
can do a hog with the number 3 on it.
All right. Let's do it.
Well, we got to invite him now to PPRN Studios.
Yeah.
So invite him to our realm.
It's actually hotter in the studio than it is here right
Yeah,
now.
it's
No way.
pretty warm.
No,
It's toasty down
100%.
there.
We like to.
I can count the amount of bead sweats that I got going on my forehead right now. It's about 6. Over there, it feels like I'm in a shower of boiling hot lava at all times.
It's like
And
you're crying, but not crying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear
That's a
you.
good way to put it.
Like
good
wiping
body
the
cry.
eyes.
We got some nice can lights real low and
like you had the
neon
beer
lights.
out on the table and it was sweating. I've left a cold beer on the table for about 5 minutes and it was warm.
Oh, there you go.
pretty hot down
That's
there.
good. That's good.
Hot box.
Hot box. Thank you for tuning in to another remote edition of Getting Sports with Drunk. Stay tuned for all the fun stuff we do Mondays-ish from 8-ish to 7-ish. Or
Well, it's always
8-ish
Mondays.
8-ish to 11-ish. 8-ish to 7-ish. We do a nice 11-hour podcast.
What is Mondays ish?
Because we're not always on Mondays.
Yeah.
This might not air originally on a Monday.
It's a good chance.
We'll see. We'll get this going as soon as we can.
Yeah. Rebecca. But again, thank you so much, Tyler. The beer was delicious.
Yes.
We look forward to season 3, having you do the 3-peat championship of the CT beer run. But until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
I'm Kyle.
Tyler Jones.
And I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.